Okay, so we're back with another session of vibe coding. Following my recent appearance at Google I/O. Oh yes, check this out. Yeah, that's me from this very channel. Very exciting. Google have made some major announcements, and Google Gemini 2.5 Pro is absolutely doing coding at another level. If you want to do vibe coding and stuff, even if you use a different sort of coding platform, whatever, Google Pro is the one that's sort of delivering on superb code. And they made some major announcements at Google I/O on that, and some crazy demonstrations, which kind of inspired me. So previously I made a little app for me, a sort of a web page to display some images, nothing but kind of major. It was for a broadcast that I was doing, and I wanted to be able to show questions. So I'll show you what I mean. So I just made this simple page, and the idea is that when I was in OBS, or when I was doing a live stream, I could click on one of these and then it appears like this. So you can see the question here. So this is on a different channel I've got. And then what I could do is I could just remove the background and you could sort of see the question. So I could do this live. I'll give you a sort of impression of what it looks like. Show the question live on screen like that. And then I'd go back. It's a bit confusing because I've got this. There we go. And then, you'd see the question there. Okay. So I could just do it on a live stream. So I just wanted, every time I clicked a picture, it would show like that, and I could show it on OBS. So nothing complicated, nothing confusing. Let me just get rid of this. So very simple functionality, nothing major there. I just click on a picture and then it kind of centers it there and covers the background in green, so I can get rid of that. Okay. But I wanted to do something a bit more complicated. So I'm going to be testing out 2.5 Pro here, Gemini 2.5. And one of the things that they demonstrated and slightly inspired me was a similar kind of carousel that they'd done, and they used a diagram as well. So I've done this sketch here. So the idea is you've got this carousel here, pictures, can't really see, but basically a carousel of pictures that sort of spin around, so they float in space, and then when you click on one, it sort of comes forward. So you click on this one and then the image comes forward. Anyway, really rough sketch. So as you can see here, I put here, I need help with the following code. I want to make it more dynamic. Help me code this so that the images appear on a sort of carousel as if floating in 3D space. And when I click on any one particular image, it comes forward on the screen so it can be seen clearly. So we're going to go with that. And I'm going to take a photograph of this, see if it works. So I've taken a photograph of that. We're going to load it as well. Okay, so this is the sketch, as you can see, really, really basic. There's the carousel. You can scroll on the images, chroma green background. These are the images. Click on image, and it comes to the center of the screen. Now, if it can make any sense of that, we truly are in a very special world. Let's have a go. I'll be amazed if it does this. Okay, so here's the code. Okay, I can help you transform your image gallery into a dynamic 3D carousel. This will involve some significant changes to your HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to create that floating in 3D space effect and the come forward interaction. Absolutely. Here's a plan. We'll restructure the HTML to support a carousel layout. We'll use CSS 3D transforms perspective to arrange the images in a circular 3D fashion. I'll use a placeholder for now so you can see it working. Then you can easily switch back to your local images file paths. Okay. Okay, that's sort of working. Wow. That's the first shot. So you've got the images there. This is great. Can we make the images in the carousel slightly further apart so it feels more of a 3D circle with depth, and the picture that comes forward has more prominence? Okay, let's try that. But as a first shot, I just want to sort of spread it out a bit. Let's have a go with that. So at the moment it's just using placeholders for the images. It's got the images in the code, so I'll ask it to put the images in once I'm happy with the carousel and the way that it looks. I think what it is perspective, because the idea is I'm looking straight at the carousel. We want to be able to kind of look at it a slight angle, or maybe it's just more depth. I don't know. Let's have a look. The pictures have certainly come forward a bit more. Okay. That's not too bad. Let's make the background chroma key green. Okay. Hope you understand that. And can you replace the placeholders with the images in the original code? Okay. So I want to make sure that the background is a proper sort of chroma key background, so I can cut it out when I'm going to kind of use it. And we'll see whether it also puts in the images that I want. But that's not sort of bad from a rubbishy. I mean, I suppose I'm not sure how much it relied on my image, but I think that helped. The image helped. There we go. Okay. Something went wrong with it. Okay. So that's fine. Let's have a look at this. Okay. That's kind of working. Let's fix the error. I think it can't find the images, but we'll see whether we can fix it. Okay. It needs the images. Okay. Yeah. So what I need to do, I think it needs the images. So what I'm going to do is we'll take the code. So in theory, it's using the same naming convention for the pictures. So I'm going to take the code and I'm going to save it. And I'm going to run it, see if it picks up the right images. So I've got the images saved and they should have the same naming convention. So we want Notepad, just to paste that down there. We're going to save as questions. I'm going to say it as, okay. I'm calling it index 2 for the moment. Index 2 HTML. Save that. Shut that down. Right, let's see whether it's picked this up. Questions. Okay. What we need to do is find the pictures, because the pictures are there. How are they? What's the naming convention? Okay, so let me just check the naming convention. Yeah. Picture 1. JPEG, picture 2. Yeah, they're there. Picture 1, picture 2. Okay, and then if not, it goes to placeholder. So the picture's there. Use placeholder images equals true. Back to, okay, false. That's what we've got to do. Okay, so I can do that in the actual code. Just read the instructions, Clive, yeah? That's what you've got to do. So let's try this. Equals false. Okay, we save that. Hopefully that will work. Let's have a look. Let's open with, yeah. Okay, yes. Okay, so it's working, but the problem is the image is all different sizes and dimensions, and there it goes up beyond, but these are the images. Okay, so that kind of works. But I just need to deal with, so it works if all the images are the same. Okay, that seems to be working, but the images are slightly different sizes. So when I click on them, can we have the image revert to its own size and dimension? Size, yeah, and they're fine in the format they are in the carousel. I just need them to be in their own dimensions when selected. So hopefully that makes sense to it. So here we go again. Unfortunately, it's only going to work if when I test it out with the images in. So we need to make sure that that is false when I do it. So here's the updated code, and I'll test it to see if it's sort of working in the preview, but obviously it's not going to have the right images. I can't test it until I've got apply it to the flex there. apply it to the actual images that I'm using, because I basically just did screenshots and cut and paste the comments. They're comments, and some are long comments, some are tall comments, all sorts of different things. You'll see what I mean when it all works. Okay, so that's all that done. Let's have a preview. Next. Okay, display error, yeah. Fix error, yeah. I need the image to come forward, so now the image isn't coming forward anymore. I mean, this is the thing I find with some vibe coding. You start making changes and it begins to lose some of the elements of it, but we're in 2.5 Pro here, so it should be able to manage it. I'm not asking for it to do anything super crazy. Anyway, it's thinking about it. I'm just going to copy this for now, and I'm just going to test it out anyway. Well, let's see what Gemini said. Okay, so it's just working. It's updating it. It's saying, okay, we will be the judge of that. Let me get the file ready. Paste, and then we've got to make sure the thing says false. So we can see it work with I should have just tested that code, shouldn't I? False. Not falso. False. Save. Let's just test this preview. Next. Okay. When I click on the image, it's just... Okay. Yeah, it doesn't like that. But let's see what the actual code is doing when I'm running it with the real pictures. Yes. It goes back to display error. Okay. When I click on picture, it comes displays by itself. Preferred how it worked previously. Also, when I click an image comes forward, it should not have any transparency, so I cannot see through it, which I get to the carousel. Yeah. The image I select should sort of come forward and hover above the in front of. Okay. So I think the problem is like, you see, this is very typical of me. The problem is this works fine if all the images were the same dimension, which is normally what you would have in a carousel. But I've chosen to use images of different dimensions and different sizes. So it gets a little bit tricky. Okay, I get what you mean. You want the selected image to come forward and be the main focus, but still have the 3D carousel visible in the background, just de-emphasized. Exactly. It understands that. Rather than the current setup where the green screen overlay completely hides the carousel and that image comes forward should be fully opaque. Yes. Right. Let's preview. Well, it doesn't really seem to have updated. That's the code. I'll click on the image. Ah. Yeah. It still is showing in isolation. I'm just going to take an image as well. It should see this, but I'm just going to let's upload file. show it the screenshot. In top corner, it crashes. It's still showing in isolation. No, it's not. As if on separate page. Hit the X in the corner and it reverts to carousel. It crashes. See image. Okay. So I'm showing it rather than just saying just fix the problem. It knows what I want to do. It definitely knows what I want to do. It's just having a problem achieving it. It's having a good think about it. Yeah, it's still taking over the whole view, and then there's a crash. Let's get this fixed up for you. I'll make the adjustments. Hover transparency effect. Or opaque, they don't need an extra background. Image URL, even the place is failing to load specifically in the highlighted image content element. Okay, so maybe it's because I'm a Londoner. No, maybe it's because it hasn't got the actual images. It should function with the placeholders. So you can go through the carousel, click on one, there's a picture. Click on the picture. Okay, that's sort of working. Okay. Let's try this out now with the actual images. Let's copy that. Open that. Open with Notepad. Get rid of all of that rubbish. Put that in. Find the image listings, the library, or the reference to the images, so we can put in false. I love the way it also describes the things there. Image carousel OBS, yeah. No, but like it splits up the sections and describes what each section did. For instance, highlight modal styling for come forward effect. Here's the pictures. False. Change that to false. File, save, close that, open it up. Right. Yeah, so the carousel sort of works like that, although it's just a bit confusing. Yeah, why is that not? When I click on it, it's not coming forward. Click on an image to highlight it. That's fine. That one worked. That's fine. Local image not found. Display error. So it works on the where there's no image. It just goes to display error. But not when I test it out the placeholder. It works. I click placeholder image. It comes forward. When I test it out with the real image, although the image is appearing, they don't come forward when clicked. Okay, so that is weird. It's thinking. Okay, so use placeholder images is set to be false. Onload events fire for highlighted images. Okay. Okay, saying it's actually use placeholders false already in the script. and images folder and files are correctly set up. Well, they are. That's fine because it's saying false. So I'm gonna just go with it. It set it up specifically for this purpose. Yes, that is working. Now, when I go back here, yes. Okay. That's sort of what I want. That's it. Can we just make the carousel a bit wider, you know, the circle, and thus looking down at it at a very slight angle. Okay, I just want to tweak it, but that worked, ladies and gentlemen. That is working. That is what we're trying to achieve. Yeah. Congratulations on that. Let's go this one. Not convinced 1 p.m. is fine for chat. Everyone's got an opinion. Yeah. And we'll test it out. I'll test it out to see what it looks like on screen when I'm broadcasting or doing a live stream. Okay. So this is what it would sort of look like if I was streaming it. So we would go around like this, and I click on a thingy, he says. Then the image would come up. Yeah, there we are. I'll do just the red one. That's the display error. Yeah, we get that on because there's not enough images there. What kit do you use for your walk-in videos, etc., etc., etc. So actually, if I just lower this down, see what that looks like. Okay, so yeah, so I can have it there and say, okay, next question. Congratulations on your 5K subs. Congratulations. I'd love to ask. Yeah, another congratulations. Oop. We've done that one. I'll be not convinced 1 p.m. Next question. How does your health insurance work? So that's sort of what I want to achieve. Okay. So that's sort of working there. Again, let's just ignore the error that it's got. I'll adjust the so it's adjusted the wider carousel circle, downward view angle. Okay. Let's see if this. Yes. I quite like that. Okay. Let's get this code. And we'll just see if this works. Again, take this code. Copy. Boom. Paste that all down. File. Save. Close. Let's open this up. Okay. Let's test it out on the main screen. Open it up. There it is. So I'll go, okay, click on that. Hey, not convinced is the best time. That's fine. Everyone's. Do you have health insurance? Okay. I haven't watched many of your videos yet. And I like also the white line around it as well. Makes it nice and clear. Don't think it's me that put that white line in when I cut and pasted it. No. Hey, Clive, a few more questions for the live stream. I don't think I need the comment bit there. I can cut that out. But yeah, I would say, I think that is a success and achieves what I want to achieve. So we'll just close that down. From a very rough idea of a sort of picture carousel for my OBS, for my sort of broadcasts or videos that I do, really bad sketch. It managed to do it. And yeah, it took a couple of goes and stuff, and I'll certainly tweak it and all of that. But I would say overall, that's pretty impressive. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, as ever. And if you've enjoyed this video, then do me the great honor, please hit the likes, because I like it, YouTube likes it, and it helps people like you find content just like this. And if you're new to my channel, do me the great honor, please hit that subscribe button, toggle that notification bell, and that way you'll know when I go live with videos just like this. And hopefully I'll be doing more vibe coding sessions a little bit later. Thanks for watching.